I'm standing in my pharmacy in Stockholm when an American tourist asks me for something for her upset tummy, but like, nothing too strong, just whatever you think might help, if it's not too much trouble. I hand her the standard probiotic. She stares at it like I've offered her experimental medication. Oh wow, are you sure? Like, is this really okay for me to take? I don't want to be a bother. Do you think I should? What would you do? I say yes. Take it. She looks offended for 3 days. I'm sitting at a Helsinki bus stop when an American couple sits down directly next to me. The entire bench is empty. They're actually touching my jacket. The woman turns to me and asks about bus route. I answer and lean slightly away because they're in what we call kissing distance. She immediately gets upset, tells her husband I'm being cold. She then develops an elaborate theory that I'm discriminating against them because of their American accent. Threatens to report me to the bus company. I'm not a bus company employee. I'm just waiting for the bus. The man pulls out his phone and starts recording me because I'm apparently violating their civil rights by sitting with correct spatial awareness. He mentions something about the Marshall Plan and how Finland owes America personal warmth. They're now standing 2 centimeters from my face demanding I explain Finnish rudeness. The bus arrives. I get on. They don't. They're still at the bus stop, filing a complaint on TripAdvisor about a random citizen at a public bus stop. The review is 17 paragraphs long. American walks into my pharmacy in Munich insisting she needs her regular Adderall refill. I explain we need a German prescription. She shows me a photo of her American pill bottle on her phone. Says this constitutes international medical documentation. When I explain it doesn't, she creates an instant conspiracy theory about European pharmaceutical companies blocking American medication to protect inferior local stimulants. She demands I call her doctor in Colorado. It's 3 a.m. in Colorado. She says that's irrelevant because medical emergencies transcend time zones. She's not having a medical emergency. She forgot to bring her medication on vacation. She then threatens to contact the American embassy because this is denying medication to a U.S. citizen abroad. Pulls up what she claims is an international pharmacy law that's actually a Costco return policy she screenshotted by mistake. Starts calling me a European pharmaceutical gatekeeper. I'm a pharmacist. Gatekeeping medications is literally my profession. She's now claiming her ADHD is protected under NATO treaties. Threatens to make this an international incident at the G7. Germany isn't hosting the G7 this year. She doesn't leave for 40 minutes. Eventually goes to a doctor, gets proper prescription, returns, doesn't apologize, tells me I could have just done this from the start. I work at a government digital services office in Tallinn helping an American apply for e-residency. He keeps asking me questions I've already answered on the form. So this gives me citizenship, right? No, just digital business presence. But I can vote in Estonian elections? No. But I can live here? No. Then what's the point? Digital business infrastructure. He stares at me. You're being really short with me. I'm being efficient. In America, customer service representatives smile. I'm a government official. This is why Estonia has a population crisis. Your attitude. Estonia's population is stable. He's now claiming that Nordic efficiency is actually just suppressed anger. Develops theory that all Estonian government workers are dead inside from socialism. Estonia isn't socialist and ranks highly in happiness indexes. He demands I explain why you're so mad at me. I'm not mad. I'm Finnish level neutral. See right there that tone. There's no tone. It's just words. He requests a supervisor. There's no supervisor. This is the office. He threatens to withdraw his e-residency application as punishment. I explain that's fine. He's shocked this doesn't upset me. Accuses me of not caring about Estonian economic growth. Files complaint that I refuse to beg him to stay. Complaint is marked as culturally confused American and filed automatically. He still got his e-residency. Uses it to write blog posts about Estonian rudeness. Each post is 3,000 words. I'm cycling to work in Amsterdam when an American tourist steps directly into the bike lane while looking at her phone. I ring my bell. She jumps startled and yells "rude" at me. I say, "bike lane." She processes this as a personal attack. Her husband joins her, also standing in the bike lane, blocking traffic. In America, we say "excuse me" first. In the Netherlands, we ring bells and expect spatial awareness. They're now creating an international incident because I rang a bell at them. She claims bell ringing is aggressive European behavior. Compares it to honking in New York, which she also finds unacceptable. I'm now late for work because they're blocking the bike lane, having a philosophical discussion about politeness. They start asking passing cyclists if Dutch people are always this hostile. Every cyclist rings their bell at them and keeps moving. They interpret this as coordinated harassment. He pulls out his phone to record evidence of systematic Dutch aggression. The evidence is a video of bike bells ringing. They're now sitting in the bike lane, having fully committed to their position. Police arrive eventually. Tourists are confused why police side with cyclists. This is a bike lane, not a sitting area. They argue that public spaces should accommodate all uses. Officer explains this specific public space is designated for bike. They demand to speak to the mayor about bike lane discrimination. Mayor is Dutch. Also bikes to work. They leave Amsterdam convinced it's the rudest city in Europe. Write TripAdvisor review titled Amsterdam, Beautiful but Bicycle Fascism. I'm sitting in the silent car on a Bergen to Oslo train when an American family enters with their 2 children. The children are loud. Not unusual for children, but this is the designated quiet car. I glance at them. The mother sees my glance and immediately interprets it as aggression. "Do you have a problem?" she asks at full volume in the silent car. I point to the silent car sign. She reads it. "That's a suggestion, right?" "No, it's a rule. In America, we have free speech. This is Norway." She's now explaining the First Amendment to me in the Norwegian silent car. Other passengers are looking up from books. She interprets this as everyone's staring at us because we're American. Her husband joins in, explaining that children exist and we should be more tolerant. The children are now running in the aisles. Nobody is asking them to be silent. Just less loud. In this specific car, the conductor arrives, explains they can move to another car. "We paid for these seats." "Yes, in the silent car." This is discrimination against families. It's a designated quiet space. They refuse to move on principle. Start phone calling relatives back in America, telling them about Norwegian train segregation, describing it as worse than Rosa Parks. They stay the entire journey, making continuous noise in protest of the silent car rule. Film a TikTok about it. The TikTok is titled, "Norway Tried to Silence My Family." Gets 50,000 views. Comments section is Norwegians explaining what a silent car is. American commenters agree with the family. Europeans confused. Cultural gap documented in real time. I work at the Berlin Bürgeramt processing address registrations. An American comes in insisting he needs to register, right now. I explain he needs an appointment. "I'm here now though." "Yes, but you need an appointment." He looks at the queue number system like it's a conspiracy. "How long for an appointment?" 3 weeks. He laughs. Stops laughing when he realizes I'm serious. "That's insane. That's Berlin. Can't you just squeeze me in?" "No. I'll pay extra. This is government. We don't do that. Everyone has a price. Not in German municipal administration. He's now trying to befriend me to get special treatment. Tells me about his startup. I don't care about his startup. I care about the appointment system. He asks if I know who his uncle is. I don't. He doesn't tell me. Says I wouldn't understand American success. Okay. Appointment is still in 3 weeks. He threatens to go above my head. There is an above my head. They'll also tell you 3 weeks. He demands to speak to whoever's in charge. That person is in a meeting. When's the meeting over? 3 weeks. That's not true, but he's exhausting me. He starts calling the American embassy. They tell him to make an appointment. He's shocked. Returns to me. The embassy said you're right. Yes. He sulks. In America, things are efficient. In America, the DMV exists. He makes an appointment. Shows up 3 weeks later. Forgot half his document. Needs another appointment. Blames me personally. I see him 6 months later. He's still not properly registered. Living in German bureaucratic limbo. Has developed a 1,000-yard stare. He understands now. I'm at Zurich airport immigration when an American student arriving for a semester abroad doesn't have Swiss health insurance. I explain it's mandatory. I have American insurance though. Doesn't cover Switzerland adequately. That's insane. I'm only here for 4 months. Still need Swiss insurance. She starts arguing that this is double insurance. Yes. That's a scam. It's Swiss law. Who do I complain to? The Swiss government. She pulls up her phone, genuinely tries to find a complaint department for Swiss federal law. Can't find one. Shocked. There must be oversight. There is. They also require health insurance. She's now explaining American insurance to me like I don't understand insurance. I understand insurance. Switzerland simply has different requirements. This feels illegal. It's the opposite of illegal. It's mandated by law. It's predatory. Switzerland has excellent healthcare. I'm a student. I can't afford this. Switzerland has student rate. Still expensive by American standard. Can I just not have it? No. She tries American debate tactic. What if I have a medical emergency without insurance? Then you have a bigger problem. So you're admitting the system is broken. I'm admitting emergencies are expensive. She demands to enter Switzerland and sort this out later. Can't enter without insurance proof. So I'm trapped in the airport? Until you get insurance. She starts crying. Not my jurisdiction. Calls her parents. They buy her insurance remotely. Takes 40 minutes. She enters Switzerland. Sees me 3 months later at a clinic. Her Swiss insurance covered everything perfectly. Still thinks it's a scam. I could have used that money for travel. You used it for health security. Same thing. Not remotely the same thing. I'm teaching a cooking class in Krakow. An American participant keeps calling pierogi Polish gyoza. I correct her once. It's basically the same thing though. It isn't. Pierogi have different dough, different filling traditions, different cultural contexts. Dumpling is dumpling. Tell that to Poland. She's now arguing with me, the Polish instructor, about Polish food. Says she took an Asian cuisine class, and they're structurally identical. Structure isn't culture. This is why cultural exchange is important. Cultural exchange requires acknowledging differences. You're being defensive. I'm being Polish. She tells other students I'm gatekeeping pierogi. I'm teaching pierogi. That's the class. She keeps saying gyoza throughout. Asks if we have soy sauce for dipping. We have sour cream. Same concept. Soy sauce and sour cream are not the same concept. She's now theorizing that pierogi are actually originally Asian anyway because of trade routes. The Silk Road didn't go through medieval Polish kitchens like that. She insists she read this somewhere. She didn't. She's confusing historical cuisines. Creates entire false narrative about dumpling colonization. Other students are Polish. They're staring. She doesn't notice. Asks if we can fusion it up with some sriracha. No. This is traditional pierogi class. She makes hers with random spices from her purse. They taste terrible. She blames my recipe. Leaves review saying I was closed-minded about dumpling innovation. The review mentions cultural appropriation. I'm Polish teaching Polish food to international students. The irony is lost on her. She's now an Eastern European cuisine expert on Instagram. Her pierogi posts call them Slavic gyoza. Poland weeps. I'm back in my Stockholm pharmacy when the same American from earlier returns. She's been taking the probiotic for 3 days and feels better. Instead of saying thanks, she asks why I didn't explain it better the first time. I did. She thinks I should have been more encouraging and warm about it. I was professionally adequate. She says this is the problem with Scandinavian service culture. I explain that I gave her medical advice efficiently and accurately. Yeah, but you didn't smile about it. I'm a healthcare professional, not a performer. She launches into a speech about customer service warmth. I'm a pharmacist. She wants me to therapize her about digestive issues. That's not pharmacy. In America, my pharmacist asks about my day. Good for your pharmacist. She's now offended again. Full circle. Writes another review. This one notes I was medically competent but emotionally distant. The review has 15 paragraphs analyzing my effect. I helped her medical issue. That was the job. She wanted a friend. That wasn't the service. She'll never understand why I don't understand why she doesn't understand. And somewhere, an American is explaining to a bemused Swiss person that efficiency is just fear of human connection, while the Swiss person wishes this conversation would be more efficient.